Hello, everyone. Welcome to our green studio today. My name is Michelle Chua, and this is Yin and Restorative Yoga with Gentle Movement. So make sure that you have a pillow, maybe more than one pillow, a couple of yoga blocks if you have that around, a strap, and a blanket. And let's begin in a comfortable seat. So situate your body in a way that you can feel grounded, maybe shift around for a moment and really feel how the surface below is supporting your body. And begin to spread your weight throughout the bottom of your body into that surface so that you can lift up through the center of your body. Maybe roll out the shoulders for a moment. So I want to read about manifestation in our book, The Yoga Almanac here. You are what you attract. When was the last time you watched for the signs? As the spiritual teacher Marianne Williamson in 2014 posits in her book, The Law of Divine Compensation, manifestations are miracles that can happen when we shift our mindset. When we align with love and separate from fear, the universe conspires with us to help us realize our dreams and lead a life of prosperity. Changing your thoughts just might change your life. The law of attraction claims that our thoughts have the power to create our reality. Those thoughts may present themselves as coincidences. As you know, I don't believe there are coincidences, as the universe sends us signals to let us know we're on track. When Albert Einstein suggested that the most important question we can ask ourselves is whether the universe is a friendly or unfriendly place, he may have had this in mind. By believing that life is on our side, Einstein explained, we can explore the motives behind creation, learning how to work with the universe rather than against it. While the law of attraction has not been proven by science, the Nobel Prize winner Max Planck, a collaborator of Einstein and the father of quantum mechanics, is said to have shared a similar belief. In an interview with The Observer in 1931, he noted that he regarded all matter as derived from consciousness. Another Nobel Prize winner and physicist, Wolfgang Pauli, was an early explorer of quantum metaphysics and collaborated with the psychiatrist Carl Jung to study synchronicity, a term coined by Jung himself. As science speculates, we can look to ancient texts to understand manifestation as a spiritual concept. In chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, The Opulence of the Absolute, physical and spiritual manifestations of the universe are described as gifts from the Hindu deity Krishna, a supreme god. As Krishna revealed to Arjuna, the young hero and spiritual seeker of the story, when a yogi acknowledges the supreme powers of manifestation, they are connected to the divine, which in turn invites the divine to work with and through them. So, as you're finding your comfortable seat in your body, begin to still and turn your attention inward, feeling into what's your energy like right now? Some people might say, what are you vibrating? Is there a prominent emotion stirred up in you? Is there a thought prominent in your mind? What is your energy directed towards creating in this moment? As we know that one of the practices in the 8 limbs of yoga is self-study, or svadhyaya in Sanskrit, it really is important to understand how we are contributing to the reality that we're experiencing through our thoughts, through our actions, through our words, through our presence. And in so doing, we can make conscious choices of how we affect our reality and the greater reality that we share. Let's bring the palms to meet at the heart. Bowing in as you feel into what might your intention be today. And I invite you to state it as a positive affirmation, a present tense statement that is creating something into existence right now. So instead of, I want to feel peace, perhaps you might say, I am inviting peace in my heart, in my mind, in my body. Or I am radiating well being. Something that you can believe and not feel like you're trying to convince yourself to feel. So, the power of mantras or positive affirmations really resides in the inner state that you are emphasizing, that you are cultivating in the words that you say. So, working from the inside out, I invite you to vocalize the words of your mantra to yourself where you are, perhaps a few times out loud so you can actually hear and feel the resonance, the vibration, literally. And then think of someone that you could offer a similar gift to, this intention that you're manifesting. Whom else might you share it with, dedicating your practice to them today? And together, let's create resonance as a community, joining in 3 chants of Om. So let's exhale this breath out. Take a deep inhale. Slowly breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whisper it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little slower. Inhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale with lips closed. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little slower. Inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue to balance and lengthen your breath in and out through the nose. If that's available for you to just breathe through the nose. And see if you can create a gentle whispering sound that you can listen to by softly narrowing the back of your throat in the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama, that balancing breathing technique that helps to calm your nervous system and steady your focus. So listening to your own breath, let's switch the cross of our legs and then press your hands onto your lap or catch hold of your knees. And we're going to take some seated cat-cow. So as you plant your sitting bones downward, lift the lower spine from the pelvis, and then inhale, roll your shoulders behind you and down, lifting your chest, look up. As you exhale, look down at your belly and start to contract it, rounding the back. Inhale, press through the pelvis, lift the lower spine, coil the chest, and look up. Exhale, contract your belly, rounding your back, look down. And then at your pace of breath, take at least 3 more cycles of breath. Inhaling to lift the heart, exhaling to hollow your belly. And then from here, lifting from each vertebra from the bottom up, drop your left ear to your left shoulder and inhale, slowly sweep your chin across your chest to the other side. Exhale, slowly lift your chin and gently take it full circle. Inhale, 1/2 of the circle, or take longer. Be gentle with your neck. Exhale. So take 3 circles in this direction. And then 3 circles in the opposite direction, nice and slow. And as you finish this last round, let's gently begin to rise up to stand. We're going to grab our strap and come on up to stand at the top of your mat so that your feet are about shoulders width apart, so wider than your hips distance. Parallel your feet. See the second toes parallel. Spread your toes, root down through the 4 corners of each foot. Get that stable footing, a light bend in the knees. And then take your strap between your hands so that your hands are holding the strap wider than shoulders distance apart. We're going to do some shoulder flossing here. So you want to have your elbows straight even as we lift the arms overhead. So space the hands apart where you can comfortably keep the elbows straight and the shoulders down. So you maintain this full length of your neck without shrugging the shoulders. So keeping the spine tall, front ribs hugging in, tailbone reaching towards the earth. Inhale, reach the arms overhead with a taut grip on the strap. Exhale, reach the arms all the way behind you and down. So you might have to adjust the spacing on the first few. Inhale the arms overhead again. Exhale, forward and down. And then at your own breath pace, let's go for another maybe 5 to 10 more deep breaths, nice and slow. And as you're doing this, if you're feeling that, excuse me, if you're feeling that your shoulders are getting pretty warm, it's getting a lot easier with the distance your hands are. You can bring the hands even closer together, make it a little more challenging if you're needing that extra challenge. Notice your rib cage here. As you lift the arms, try to keep sealing in your front ribs. Keep drawing the tailbone down towards the ground right between your heels. About 2 to 3 more breaths. And then as you finish this round, please take the strap between your hands so that your thumbs are pointing to the outer sides of your body. Then walk your hands as close together or as far apart as you need so that as you lift the arms away from your back behind you, you can lift it away maybe even a foot or more further away. And then with the feet parallel, bend your knees, lift the chest, and then slowly bow. Letting your head completely fall as you take about 10 breaths here. Softly shake your head a few times. Nod your head a few times, tilting your weight towards the front of your heels while stretching your arms little by little further away from your lower back. And then lifting the shoulders as well away from your neck. And then finishing this exhalation, let the strap fall, bend your knees a lot more, and take hold of opposite elbows with your hands, gently swaying your spine side to side. Maybe you pause for a few breaths, leaning to the outside of one leg, straightening that leg you're leaning towards. It'll get into the hamstring a little bit more, maybe the calf too. Make sure the neck is still loose, the jaw is loose, shoulders are lifting away from the neck. And then take it to the other side, maybe switch the cross of your elbows. A few more breaths. And then plant your fingertips either onto your legs or onto the ground in front of you. Coming up halfway, glide your chest through your upper arms and really use your fingertips to plug into the surface it's pressing against to traction the movement. So pausing in a forward fold for 3 to 5 breaths, lift the belly inward towards your spine. Feel your outer hips hug your midline as you're growing the sides of your torso, the sides of your neck. Open the chest forward, lengthen the back of your neck, and relax your eyes. One more deep breath here. Full length of the spine. And then lower your hands and your knees to the floor, hands and knees, and let's step the right foot inside of the right hand, coming into a kneeling lunge. So here you may want to take a couple of your blocks and have them on their tallest height for your hands to rest on. We'll take a gentle movement into the hips, the hamstrings, but make sure that first your legs are as wide apart as your hips. It doesn't feel like you're trying to balance on a tightrope. You're bending the front knee just on top of the heel, but not forward of the heel. And as you take a deep breath in, relax the shoulders, open up your chest, look forward or up. Keep the back knee on the floor. As you exhale, lift the ball of your right foot, flex the toes back, and begin to straighten the right leg to whatever degree you can by scissoring the right hip back as you bow towards the inside of the leg. This is our movement. Inhale, bend the front knee again, set the sole down. Exhale, scissor the right hip back, and bow. Let's take another 3 cycles of breath on your own here, bending as you breathe in, bowing as you breathe out. Finishing the last round. Let's stay in the forward fold for 5 to 10 breaths. So this is half split. As you're holding the forward fold, adjust your hands to the height that will allow you to comfortably release your shoulders down your back. Look at the ground just slightly ahead of your right big toe. Press your right big toe mound forward as you spread the toes, and continue to plug your right thigh bone into your hip socket. Feel the front muscle of your right thigh, which is your quadricep, activate without locking the knee. And then notice what sensations are coming up for you here as we take another 3 slow breaths into the areas of any sensations present. Bending the front knee again. Set your right knee back to the ground behind you to switch the left foot forward into your kneeling lunge. Then again, separating your legs hips width apart, front knee is right on top of the heel. Set your blocks as high as you need for movement. Inhale, open the chest forward, look forward or up. Exhale, lift the ball of your left foot as you flex the toes back. Scissor the left hip back so you can straighten the leg whatever degree and bow inside of it. Keep flowing. Inhale, bend the front knee again. Exhale, scissor the hip back and bow. So on your own, another 3 cycles of breath. And when you finish the last one, let's meet in standing split, in which you're straightening your front leg, whatever degree possible for you. Adjust the height of the block so we can hold still here for a few breaths. While your shoulders are relaxing down your back, chest is open, neck is long. And you even feel a slight firmness in the abdomen here. It's helping to support the lower back. Pressing your left big toe mound forward. Keep flexing the foot, flexing the left quadricep. And then notice what you're feeling here. How's your body speaking to you in this pose? In any way, is there any area you could visualize breathing into for support? Let's take about 3 more breaths in. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. And then as you step back to hands and knees, we're going to set up for a supported child's pose. So grab your pillow or pillows, set them up right in front of you. If you want a little more of an incline to hug, because we're going to bear hug that pillow, you can create a platform with 1 or 2 blocks on the furthest end of that pillow. If you want to lift it up towards you, we're going to straddle the bottom part of the pillow with the thighs apart, the feet towards each other, maybe touching. And if you're feeling like this pillow is still kind of far away, you could grab whatever other pillow or blanket and have it right at your belly. And that can be very soothing for the belly, especially if you're needing some stimulation for your digestion. So here will be for 2 minutes. I'm going to watch the clock. So feel into your breath. And is there any area in your body that you could help open up or relax, or just in some way nurture by visualizing breathing into it? Areas of tension, of discomfort, of pain, that you can use your skillful, deep, conscious breathing to bring ease to bring loving energy to. Feel into your throat in this position. It can be easy to close off the throat, so you might find it helpful to place a folded blanket under your forehead so that you're able to keep the throat open. The chin is not dropping down to the sternum. Because remember that the throat is the beginning of the passageway for the breath to enter your lungs. So really open the passageway. Or halfway through in child's pose. So as you might feel right now, child's pose is a grounding posture. We're definitely close to the ground. Especially as we're hugging these props in the sense of safety, of comfort, of feeling nurtured and supported. You might think of your intention, the mantra that you stated for yourself, the positive affirmation. And in this place of grounding, of feeling stable, safe, nourish yourself with those words mentally or out loud. Taking your time, begin to press your hands into the ground and slowly lift your spine upright. And we're going to put those props aside so that we can make our way down into Sphinx pose, lying on our bellies. So come on down to the floor, legs straight behind you. Place your elbows on the ground just beneath your shoulders so that you can see your forearms in front of you. Your chest is lifted off the ground. And then allow a few breaths here. Bring the knees as close together as comfortable. Spread your toes and try to firm your toenails into the ground. Stretch your big toes towards the back of your mat to help feel your lower back lengthening. Parallel your feet. And then feel into your forearms without actually moving them. Bring the energy into your shoulders as if you're dragging your forearms back towards your outer hips. And feel your collarbones widen with each inhale. Soften the tops of your shoulders down. And as you look towards the ground in front of your thumbs, lengthen all the sides of your neck, even the back of your neck. Relaxing your eyes, relaxing your mouth and face. And let's take another 5 deep breaths here in this gentle back bend, heart opening pose. I invite you to play with feeling the movement of your breath in your rib cage. Feeling the muscles in between your ribs gently stretch as you breathe in. The side ribs, the back ribs, the front ribs. And from here, we're going to take our 2 blocks and place them on their lowest height, right in front of your fingertips. So they're crossing your mat like a train. And then from here, you might have to adjust and bring them closer, depending how long your arms are. We're going to place our elbow tips on top of the blocks so that your elbows are exactly your shoulders width apart. And then as you let the palms face each other, rotate the outer sides of your upper arms, which are your triceps, to face the ground so that you can spread the shoulder blades wider across your back ribs. And then keeping the shoulders drawing down your back, press your fingertips into each other of the opposite hands and begin to trace your thumbs down the back of your skull, maybe down the back of your neck, maybe down towards between your shoulder blades, and you might have to adjust the blocks and bring them closer or further away, perhaps so you have room to lower the head towards the floor if the head will fall that low. So just make sure here that the elbows are not splaying wider apart than your shoulders distance. Otherwise, this can become counterproductive because what we're trying to do here is open across the shoulders, widen it, as well as stretch into the latissimus dorsi, which are around the sides of your upper back ribs. And let's take another 5 to 10 deep breaths. Where's your body calling for your breath, your attention? Keep widening your collarbones as well. Let your mind ride the gentle sound waves of your breath. And then listen to this breath to the very end of the exhale before you begin to slowly lift your head and put the blocks aside. You may want to have one block next to your head on the right side. And we'll open up into the front of the right shoulder here, sliding the right arm straight out to the right with a palm face down, and placing the left fingertips on the ground beside your left shoulder to begin pushing the ground away with it and rolling over onto your right hip so that you can land the right side of your head onto your block. Gently walk the right shoulder blade down your back ribs. And then take your time here for the next 2 minutes in this posture on the side to feel into how far back you want to lean, to open up into the front of your right shoulder. You might step the left foot behind you on the ground. You might step the right foot on the ground as well, bending the knee towards the ceiling. Just finding the amount of intensity that you're not exerting too much force, that you're really balancing effort with allowing. Just like in the way you're breathing here. We're here for 15 more seconds. And then gently begin to unwind, come back onto your stomach. You can use the block to rest your forehead on as we pause in between sides for about 5 breaths. Just let the shoulders relax. Place your arms where it's comfortable. Notice how your left and right shoulders feel, or any effects of that posture. Let's take a long sigh through the mouth. Inhale deeply. And let it go through the mouth. Any sound. And let's place the block on the left side of your skull. Slide your left arm straight out to the left with a palm face down. Place your right fingertips on the ground just beside your right shoulder and begin to press the floor away to roll over onto your left hip. And then take a moment to send the left shoulder blade further down your back so you're opening up the left side of your neck too. And be present with this part of your body. Notice if it needs something different than the first side. We're here for 2 minutes. You might explore leaning further back, stepping the right foot behind you, stepping the left foot on the ground, or not. Deep inhales, massaging into any crevices of tension. Long, cleansing exhales. few more breaths. We've got about 15 seconds left. And slowly unwind, come back to center, roll onto your stomach. You might place the block under your forehead as we pause another 5 breaths here. Sensing your physical layer of being, your energetic state of being, your mental and emotional state of being. And as you gently press the ground with your palms, slowly lift your spine upright. I invite you to sit in your version of hero's pose. And it's some version of sitting on your calves. If sitting directly on your calves does not feel okay in your body, you could take a blanket and fold it up as thick as you need support for your knees, and place the blanket right into the backs of your knees. You could also use a block or 2 blocks or pillows. The higher they are that you're sitting under, right between your ankles, the less you're bending your knees. If none of these versions are comfortable in your body, then go ahead and have the legs in front. More important that you can be upright and relaxed. So in your version of seated hero's pose, Virasana, make sure that your toes are pointing straight behind you. Your feet are not turned out, and that's to keep your knees in safe alignment, and that your knees are no wider than hips distance apart. For those of you that are sitting directly on your calves and feel okay with moving the calves aside with your hands, you might sit on the ground right between your ankles. And then just take a moment to take hold of your rib cage. From the lowest part of your ribs, press your pelvis down and lift your rib cage up so that you feel a lengthening of your lower and middle spine. Keep that lengthening, relax the shoulders, and now let's bend the elbows apart. Cross the right elbow over the left. Option 1, give yourself a tight hug so we're opening across the upper back. Option 2, hook your thumbs. Option 3, wrap your arms into eagle arms. If you're taking any of the last 2 options, press your shoulder heads down and lift up through the center of your spine. Lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders and gently press your forearms forward away from your face. You might visualize breathing into the area right between your shoulder blades and all around the area. So if you're taking one of the last 2 options of the arms, glide your elbows to the right and drop your head to your left shoulder. Elbows to the right, head to the left shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Two more breaths. Bring the elbows back to center. Lift the crown of your head to neutral. Inhale, lift your elbows even higher than your shoulders. As you exhale, backstroke your arms. Feel the rotation of the shoulders. And then let's switch the left elbow over the right elbow. Either hugging yourself tightly, hooking your thumbs, or wrapping your forearms in palms. If the latter 2 options, as you press the shoulders down, lift the elbows to the height of your shoulders and press your forearms gently away from your face. This time, let's glide the elbows to your left side and drop your head towards your right shoulder. Elbows to the left, head to the right shoulder. Feel your jaw here. Relax your tongue, relax behind your ears, relax your forehead. And let's take about 3 more deep breaths. Bring the elbows back to your center line. Crown of the head lifting up to neutral. Inhale, lift the elbows higher than your shoulders. And then exhale, large backstroke of the arms. Whew. And let's come down to hands and knees. Straightening the right leg back as you tuck the right toes. Press the right heel towards the back wall and lengthen your chest towards the front wall. So the shoulders stay right above the wrists in this calf stretch. Opening up into the back of your right knee as well. Just a short one. Take one more breath. And set the right knee down. Tuck the left toes, straighten the left leg, and press the left heel towards the back wall. Lift the belly slightly and lengthen your chest towards your front wall. Imagine breathing into your left calf. Let's take a lion's breath on this last one. Inhale deeply. Open your mouth and eyes wide. Stick out your tongue. Let any sound out. Ha. And set the left knee down. So let's prepare for single pigeon pose. Some of you might prefer to lie onto your back and take the supine version that's often called thread the needle. But if you're taking this upright version, turning out your right thigh at the hip, slide your right shin across your mat in front of your pelvis. Then straighten your left leg behind you and tuck the toes as you come down to sit. Place your hands beside your hips to lift your pelvis off the ground and help scissor your right hip back and your left hip forward until your 2 hip bones are evenly facing the front of your mat. If you notice that there's a gap between your right glute and the ground, grab any of your props that can comfortably fill that gap. Then relax your left toes, lift your chest, breathing in, and then grab whatever props you might lower your forehead, your arms, your hands onto, if any, if not the ground, as we stay here for 2 minutes. Those of you lying on your back, you're turning out the right thigh as well, but you're crossing the right ankle over your left thigh with either the left foot on the ground or the left foot lifted as you thread the right hand between your thighs and use both hands to hold your left thigh or shin as you bring it closer to your chest. Now make sure that if you're in this lying down version, you're flexing your right foot, you're curling the toes up towards the kneecap to help stabilize the knee. And you can also nudge your inner right thigh open with your right elbow or right forearm. Head and shoulders are relaxed. We've got 1 more minute to go in your version of single pigeon hip opening pose. And again, where might you send your breath? To support your body here. Got 15 more seconds. Now, if you're on your back, uncross your legs and take a moment to rotate your thighs together and apart. Otherwise, come back to your hands and knees and take a moment to extend your right leg behind you. Maybe roll the thigh bone at the hip socket or shake out the right leg to offer some more blood flow into your right hip socket. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, I invite you to take the same version of the pose on your side too. If you're on hands and knees, turn out your left thigh and slide the shin across your mat in front of your pelvis, sitting down with your right leg straight back and the toes tucked. Hands alongside your hips so you can lift the pelvis off the floor and scissor the left hip back, right hip forward, and maybe place a prop under your left glute. Relax your right toes, inhale, lift your chest. And then take your time to use whatever props, if any, to support you as you bow forward for 2 minutes. Those of you lying on your back, make sure that you're flexing your left foot as you cross the ankle over your right thigh. And notice what version of thread the needle feels more helpful on the side of your hips. Whether the right foot stays on the ground and you use your left palm to gently press away your inner left thigh, or you thread the left hand between the thighs and use both hands to bring the right leg closer to your chest. How are you using your breath to support you here? To support your body, your mind. We're halfway through. Last 15 seconds. So if you're on your back, you might also circle the legs together and apart, or you might come into happy baby pose this time, grounding the tailbone and shoulders. Otherwise, from hands and knees, give your left leg some movement at the hip. Maybe some clearing, vocal exhales through the mouth. Ah. The hips can be a storehouse of emotions that have yet to be expressed. So see what might want to move through you through sound. Few more breaths through the mouth. Ah. Whoo. And then let's come on up to sit so that the feet are together, the knees are bent apart. And we'll prepare to fold forward in bound angle pose. So for this one, like we created that support in child's pose before, you may want to put a pillow onto your lap and have a couple of blocks, creating an incline from the furthest end of the pillow. You may want to put a blanket under your stomach, up to you, or none of that. And so here, remember to keep your throat open as you're bowing forward. Keep a sense of a flat back, though not rigid. So the shoulders are relaxed away from the neck. And if you want to put an additional prop under your forehead, if you want to lie face down, that can be helpful. Or turn your head to one side. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So this is a helpful posture to open up your lower back your hips, your inner thighs, your outer hips. For menstruation, it can also help with menstrual cramps, with bloating, the discomfort of bloating. It can help to bring ease with those symptoms. Feel into your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Make sure they're all relaxed and they feel supported. Again, where might you direct your breath to flow into to help support your body here? About 30 more seconds left. Full breath in. Completely relaxing breath out. Take your time, press your hands into the ground, slowly lift your spine upright. We'll put the pillow aside, any props that you might want to reach for to set up for corpse pose in a moment. We're not quite there yet, but just have them aside so that you don't have to lift your torso upright again to find them. As we lie onto our backs, bending your knees, wrap your right leg over your left leg. Place your left foot on the floor and scoot your hips towards the right edge of your mat, maybe about 3 to 4 inches to the right. Open your arms wide apart like a T. Make sure both shoulders stay on the ground, especially the right shoulder. And then begin to drop your legs to your left. Now, if you find that your right shoulder starts to lift up, you can place your pillows or your blocks just under the inside of your right leg, your outer left thigh, to catch your legs if you need that support. And you might turn your head to look past your right shoulder, stretching your neck. Perhaps imagine breathing up your spine as you inhale and down your spine as you exhale, from tailbone to crown, as if blessing your spine with each breath. Listen to this last breath to the very end of the exhalation. And when you're finished, gently roll onto your back, uncross your legs, and center your pelvis. Then switch the left leg over the right. Slide your pelvis closer to the left edge of your mat. Keep the left shoulder down and gently twist to your right side, maybe using a prop to catch your legs. Turning your head to look over your left shoulder. I invite you to exhale slower than you inhale. You might count from 5 as you breathe in, from 7 as you breathe out, as a means of further relaxing your nervous system. slowly unwind as you finish this breath. Uncross your legs. Take your knees into your chest. Maybe even lift the legs straight up if you want to give them a little wiggle or shake. Just a little more stimulation for your circulation and digestion. Take a few last clearing exhales through the mouth with any sound. And then set up for corpse pose. Grab whatever props you might need, like a pillow under the backs of your knees to relieve your lower back, an eye pillow to help turn your attention inward, a blanket over your pelvis to soothe and ground. Turning the palms up, relax your two shoulders, close your eyes, and release control of your breath. Present here in your body for the next few minutes. Shavasana. As you keep your eyes closed and your body still, begin to deepen your breath. Feeling the gentle movement of your breath. Let it inspire gentle movement in small parts of your body, graduating into larger parts of your body. And then turn over gently to your left side, pausing there for a moment in this recovery position. Take your time lifting your body upright, positioning it comfortably seated for meditation. Allow your body to feel grounded, supported by the surface below, open as you sit tall, and allow a buoyancy at your heart space. And choose to either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze just ahead as you relax your hands on your lap in any mudra of your choice. Today, I invite you to practice mindfulness meditation in which you continue to breathe naturally and observe where your energy flows through your thoughts. And as you notice your attention follow a storyline of thoughts, if so, give yourself permission to let go of the story and come back to that seat of witness. In witnessing your thoughts and where your energy, your attention flows, notice any patterns of what you tend to focus on. And in what you tend to focus on, what you pay attention to, observe the effects on your emotions. Notice the emotional state it produces. rather than rationalizing, feel into your body any emotions that might be present. Yoga teaches much about being conscious of where we focus our energy, and thus what we are playing a role in creating. So, as you might notice any emotional effects of where you put your energy in through the thoughts that you pay attention to, remember that you also have the power to choose what you pay attention to. As we bring that practice of the law of attraction into conscious action. Let's bring the palms to meet at the heart, bowing into close. With one chant of Om, take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.